Good evening. The word of the day is groundhog, since it's Groundhog Day. I thought I'd tell you a groundhog story. One of my uncles declared war on groundhogs a few years before he passed away. He always loved to have a garden, and he would grow things in his garden, and the groundhog would come and eat those things. So he declared war on them, and he spent a big part of his time hunting groundhogs. He even tried some crazy things. He found a groundhog hole out here in the pasture one time, and he took his old tractor out there and got a hose and put on the exhaust pipe and run that other end down into the groundhog hole, hoping to kill him by running those fumes down in there and asphyxiating him. And then one time he went to another state where it was legal to buy some big firecrackers, and he threw them down in the groundhog hole to set them off. He did a bunch of stuff trying to get rid of all the groundhogs around here, because we had a bunch of them around here. Finally, he went and got him some traps where he could try to trap them. And every afternoon when I would come home from school, being at work, he'd come over and talk to me. And he'd come for several times and said, "I just don't know what's happening." He said, "I got my bait in the trap," and he said, "The bait's still there just like I put it in there, and the trap is tripped, but there ain't no groundhog in there." And then he come and he said, "Somehow or another that groundhog got that bait out of my trap and tripped it, but he's not in the trap." There was all kind of things that went on like that for several weeks with him trying to trap the groundhog. He thought, "What that thing's doing?" I said, "I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it." And he'd try some new way to fix the bait in there. He'd work around and try to set it a little different. He'd move it around. He tried and tried and tried, and he never trapped a groundhog in that particular groundhog trap. He wondered what had happened all the way until the time he passed away. He didn't know. Well, after he passed away, a year or two later, I was over talking to my cousin who lived between me and my uncle that was trying to trap the groundhog, and she finally fessed up. She said, "That little groundhog didn't do anything to hurt him. Why was he trying to trap that thing?" Said every time he put it out there, said I'd trip the trap or take the bait out or do something. The whole time, it just about drove him crazy, and she was just tripping the trap. So if you're going to try to catch a groundhog, make sure nobody's sabotaging your trap. I hope you had a great Groundhog Day.